So we've been doing some basic submissions the other night from our back. We're gonna do some more tonight, but I'm gonna tie it into like the dragon to take the back. We're not gonna take the back today. We're gonna do another option. I'm gonna take mount from my closed guard position, okay? So we're gonna kind of take the back, but he's gonna defend it. I'm gonna take mount from there. And then we're gonna go, if you've got some experience, we're gonna go right into the S-mount armbar off of that. And then after that, we're gonna take an armbar from the back while he's turtled, okay? So first, close guard, cross grip on the sleeve, right? If he hasn't grabbed me yet, I'm just gonna go 2-on-1 here, lift my hips, drag, and turn to the side. See how I'm twisting my knees? So I'm squeezing my legs together and coming out of my hip. I'm trying not to put my feet on the floor so he can't step over it or can't push it down with his arms, okay? Once I get this, I lock my legs, okay? Now, if I was just climbing to take his back, my left hand is gonna reach and find his armpit here. I can also grab, if it's a bigger person, I can feed the lapel, grab that as well, that's okay. If not, most of the time I'll take my middle finger, hook his armpit, and I'm gonna arch my right elbow to get it under my body and sit up, okay? I have my sternum on his shoulder, so he can't come up. So I'm already getting to his back here. So from here, I'll come up on my hand, turn my knee, okay? If I was just taking his back, I could get both hooks, drag him to his shoulder, that would be fine. He's gonna make it difficult. As I'm coming out here, he's trying to tighten up his defense, right? That's okay. So a lot of times I'll start to threaten chokes, what have you, right? This hand, he might be defending the seatbelt or something like that with his right arm. So he's up here, and this hand will sometimes be kind of creeping on the floor here, all right? When I see that sleeve, and he's not letting me get my seatbelt control, like my right hand, he's gonna block up here, so I can't get that grip. I can't get this grip, okay? I'm gonna take, this hook is still here. It's gonna help me do these other two techniques we're gonna do tonight. I'm tight here, my chest is on his back. I'm gonna reverse grip the sleeve here. And then I'm gonna take this elbow and put it over here as I take my knee to his armpit. I'm gonna twist, I'm gonna hip bump him, okay? So it's kind of like the opposite of how you do it from your back, okay? I'm gonna drag this over and take my knee to his armpit. So from here, I turn this, turn. Turn this a little bit. Yep. And then I should be able to set right up into my S-mount, okay? From here, I can hold, right? If his arm's here, I can trap it with my armpit. Step over, finish it, okay? Oh, let's get this way. All right, if I end up in this position, I can take my left hand to his wrist, hand inside his knee, step over and finish that too without falling off of him. Either of those are fine, okay? Kind of depends on the orientation of his arm, kind of what I want to do, all right? If he's tucking it, remember from about a week ago or so, I think there was a class I showed this. He's covering that arm, I close it, attack the straight arm, finish with the other one once I move it, okay? We're only gonna do just the S-mount armbar tonight, but I wanna work on taking mount from that position. Worst case scenario, I end up here. This is okay too. We still scored, we still have control. But if we do it properly, I should be able to finish right here from taking that mount position, okay? So one more time. If you're new, I wanna focus just on getting the mount position. If you've been here for a while, go ahead and take it to the next step of going and getting that S-mount armbar, okay? That covers a little bit. Let's go. All right, so we'll drag here. If he's grabbing my gi, that's okay too. Cross grip, C grip here, break, drag. Turn, lock the legs, okay? Middle finger to his armpit. Arch my elbow, sit my chest up against his shoulder, okay? Come up on the hand, I turn, reverse grip this hand or this sleeve. I'm gonna pull it over as I turn. Here, set up in that S-mount, okay? Now, if you look and see how he's turned with this hand, right? I could reach to this side. If I don't like how I'm reaching around his arm, okay, what tends to happen here is I'll hold this. Look at this arm. He's trying to do something with his hand now. right? As he tries to move it, I'm gonna take my elbow, take it here, right? Finish it right here, sit back, okay? Close in my armpit. Now I'm controlling his tricep. That's just gonna allow me not to fall back and snap his arm, okay? I lean over him, step, and now I sit. Now I sit back on that wrist, okay? Very, very tight because my armpit is locked at the wrist, which is basically the furthest point of the lever that I can control. It's gonna be very, very tight on his elbow. Does that make sense? And then one more from the S. If I'm here, right, and he's just like this, right, I'm gonna snatch the wrist here, loop his leg, step over, and then turn towards his feet and hip into him. Get the finish, okay? I don't have to fall off of him. Does that make sense? Anybody have any questions on how we're going from the back, almost the back position to take him out from there? The hip bump part? Everybody good? All right, get your partners, we'll try that. 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna attempt to either the back take and or that mount attack, okay? Drag, shift, right, come up, turn, right? Maybe he's defending here now, but I catch this arm maybe a little open, okay? Maybe he's tucking his head here with his hand up, right? Trying to be difficult. That's okay. I keep this foot wedged on his hip. I have my back control here. I'm gonna take this left hand and I'm gonna loop his arm here, his far side arm, and my shin is gonna go right over his neck and my knee's gonna go to the floor. When that happens, I'm gonna take my head and look towards his feet. He's either gonna flip over or I'm gonna have a belly down arm bar. Okay? So I'm gonna turn here, knee, here to the top. Oh. Okay. The quicker I get into it, the faster he flips over. It's just generally how it's gonna be. So we'll start from turn. Alright, so he's turtled up, he's blocking here. I notice a gap here. I can just fly right into it. Here, shin right over his neck, knee to the floor. Turn on my left side and look towards his feet. Okay? Here, here, right? Oh. Okay? Notice my leg is underneath his neck. It's okay. Finish. Okay? Does that make sense?
What if he,
Okay.
can you show if he does not elect to roll? If
He doesn't like to roll?
Yeah.
All right, let's go the other way. So you're gonna face your head this way. I'm gonna go slower,
Okay.
and you're not, just do not roll. I won't try to turn you.
Okay.
Like I'll go a little slower when I fall into it. All right. Sometimes bigger guys won't be enough, right? Maybe there's just a big size disparity. So I loop here, knee, turn, and I'll go right here. Take my right foot, extend it at his hip. My knee's in here. See with the angle I have here? I look at his feet, hip into finish. So if they're a bigger person, don't look straight down into the mat and look to the feet. I need to be on my side so that I have all this articulation with my back. Okay? I'm also using that hook that's through here. Here. I'm going to extend it like I'm catching his far side hip. Right? This one is going to be tight on his neck, and then I just hip into finish. Okay? Does that make sense? Any question? Yes, sir.
So we're not forcing the roll with the ankle like we.
You don't have to. The thing is, if you truly attack that arm at full speed, he's probably going to roll. Right? It just generally either the momentum shift of me moving, and or him the fear of how fast I got into that, he just flips over. Okay? So if I run it kind of like at full speed, right? He's protecting here. Right? Right in. Does that make sense? Don't worry about capturing the wrist on this one. Normally I'm going to want you to go for that wrist and or the handshake grip, right? And this, I just want to take my bicep to his elbow. Secure it, get him over. I'm going to catch the wrist when I flip him over, or when I have him belly down. Does that make sense? The other hand that I'm posting on first, when he either flips and or I secure the arm, I'm going to go to the wrist right away. Okay? For this, there's too much movement for me to focus on trying to just snatch his wrist. Does that make sense? Everybody good?
Question.
Yes, sir.
So if you're looking at his feet, does that mean if you do handshake, his thumb is pointing towards his feet?
No, I'm still going to be looking like the thumb is looking at me.
Okay.
Right here. Turn a little bit to the left. So here. See the thumb?
Okay.
It's still going to go.
Okay.
Like it's still the angle of my break is where the thumb I'm looking to kind of line it up with.
Okay.
Right? I don't want to turn it towards the ceiling and hip it into his elbow, and he may have some travel there. Against my chest, same direction that my head is going. Okay? All right, get your partners. 1, 2, 3.